Hey guys, it's Sharon from Digital Nomad Quest, and today I want to tell you guys about 8 mistakes that Etsy sellers tend to make. So be sure to stay till the end of the video because I'm going to reveal one of the biggest mistakes I made in my Etsy journey. Alright, let's get right into it. Number 1, it's ignoring the quality of your listing photos. Listing photos are very important on the Etsy platform because it's one of the first things that people see. So when people are searching on the Etsy marketplace, they're going to see a bunch of big photos and the title and the ratings and things like that. But the main thing that stands out is the photos, right? So you want to make sure yours stands out from the crowd. There's so many listings now on the Etsy marketplace that you want to make sure yours is like clean and really nice so that people will actually click on it. So something to take note of, you want to make sure your product stands out from your background, as well as you want to make sure your logo or something like that is included so that you have your branding on the listing photo. Number 2, it's not filling out as many listing photos as you can. So they say that maxing out the amount of Etsy listing photos is not a direct correlating factor to Etsy SEO, but it's a very important thing to do so that your customers know exactly what your product entails. So you see some people like listing out instructions on how to use their Etsy product. Like I sell digital downloads, so I kind of show like, oh, this is how you use your Photoshop template or your Microsoft Word template. So it's nice to put those photos in there, as well as show maybe like it includes like a front and a back. It's like this size by this size, like whatever details you can provide, you can put that in your listing photos as well to make it comprehensive for the customer. It also helps because if they stay on the listing longer, it may help for your SEO as well. Number 3, forgetting to stick with your niche. Sometimes I see some shops that end up having like a bunch of random products that don't fit with their branding. So you want to make sure if you've branded it like Photoshop templates, all of your listings should be Photoshop templates. Or if you branded it like wedding cards, you want to make sure all of your listings are wedding cards. You don't want to deviate because people will be confused, and you want to make sure you're a thought leader in the niche that you've decided to pick, right? So when people come to your shop, you want to make sure they think of you as, oh, you're that wedding card person, right? I'm gonna come to you in the future if I need more of those, right? So you want to make sure that you stick with your niche. Number 4, not creating a cohesive and strong branding. A lot of people need to work on the presentation of their shops. You want to make sure your logo, cover photo, and name really convey what your shop's about. You want to make sure that if you look at all of these elements, it looks like one cohesive shop. For example, for me, when I'm choosing a shop to buy from, I want to make sure that it has a presentable brand look that it makes me trust them more. So a lot of people need that feeling of trust when they're buying something, right? They want to make sure they can trust the shop and the owner. When you have that cohesive branding, it just kind of helps with that factor. Number 5, choosing the wrong keywords. You want to make sure you're ranking for the right keywords. So if you want to rank well in the Etsy marketplace, you want to make sure that you care about the keywords that are being searched for, as well as keywords that aren't too oversaturated or popular where you can't even rank for them. So you want this like balance between non-saturated as well as still something people look for. Because if people are searching for a keyword that no one ever searches for and you're trying to rank for that one, then you're not going to get sales really because you're not ranking for something that people even want to buy. Number 6, not putting tags in your title. One of the strongest and like most basic SEO tips is that you want to make sure your tag is in your title like exactly the way it's written. So if you have gold wedding card or whatever in your keywords, you want to make sure that is put in your title as well if that's something you want to rank for. Number 7, giving up too quickly. A lot of people just stop putting up more listings when they're not seeing traction. And then they start leaving their shops inactive when they don't see any sales. But basically with any business, right, it takes time to get those purchases. Like if you think about back in the day when people actually had to have a brick and mortar shop to sell things, they needed to get inventory, they needed to buy that space. Like it had a lot of startup costs and a lot more effort to start it up. If they don't see traction in those types of shops within like the first few weeks, you think they're gonna give up? Probably not, because they've invested so much of their time into it. They're not gonna give up that quickly because they realize that it's a long-term process. They need to wait longer and work harder to get the results they want. You can't expect instant profits. Everything when it comes to an entrepreneurial journey takes time, and you want to make sure you're sticking with it and giving it the amount of attention it needs. It would be really sad if you're giving up right before you could be getting your first sale. And my last tip, number 8, is forgetting to speak with your customer. This is the mistake that I kind of made in the beginning stages of my shop. Because I'm all about passive income, I kind of wanted to steer away from customer support as much as possible. So I'll answer them, but maybe not as timely as I should have, and maybe I didn't think about how to speak with them in the right right way. So I sell Photoshop templates, right? And a lot of people might complain that they don't know how to use Photoshop. And to me, it's expected behavior to understand how to use Photoshop in order to get my templates. However, I can't be talking to my customer like this, like, oh, you should know that, right? You want to talk to them in a way that'll help give them a happy experience. So you want to make sure you respond to your customers within like 24 hours max. And you want to make sure you're doing everything you can to kind of make them happy. I mean, without draining yourself, right? But you want to make sure that you are focused on customer experience. When you're building a business, that should be the key factor that you're thinking about. You're thinking about their happiness and how to improve their lives. So make sure you're responding to them timely, as well as thinking in their shoes and thinking about how they want to be spoken to. Now, if you're interested in furthering your Etsy business and tackling all these points, you can check out my course at the Etsy Entrepreneur. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys liked it, smash that like button, as well as leave a comment below if you're an Etsy seller trying to improve your conversion rates. And make sure to subscribe, hit that bell button to be notified of my latest videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.